Okay. Let's jump right in. Hollow moon. Yeah. I know a lot of spacemen and astronauts and people are going to be real ticked at me for saying this, but the moon is not real. It's just another alien-created space station. That's what they do with the alien base and what we're getting into. So it's tied up. So the reason why there's called the dark side of the moon, and we've never seen it, that you never see it, because it doesn't exist. It's just a backside of, like that whole front of the moon is what they do is they tie in. So here's the moon. This on the back side, so say because it's flat, this flat circle. And back here, they've got satellites that run off, and they've got little landing bays because these ships right here will fly underneath so we don't see, and they go up to here to the back of the moon. So here's the front, and what they do is then you're like, hey Gary, and then how do we get in the full moon, 3/4 moon, blood moon? That's like a dance party for them. They're just putting colors in and do it in half. They can make this thing this, they can make this. I mean, they can do whatever they want. And they control it through these satellites, and they have a team up there that they're down here broadcasting, like, okay, like, hey, let's lock in. And so, make it look like it's going around in a circle, so the people down here just can't get their heads wrapped around that we live on a flat planet because of all the trickery. I mean, these guys are the CGI masters. I mean, but in real life, this isn't computer generated. This is real live puppet mastery at work, and we get to see it every day, all around the. I mean, it's like these aliens are nonstop. So when these guys go up here, they do their, get their teams, get stuff. They get news like, hey, we got a blood moon coming up. Let's make sure we really get it red for them. We got an eclipse. Let's make it, let's get the outline, and we'll get all these people to believe they have to wear these protective eyewear or some box over your face so you can see the magic of the eclipse. And then when they are, my favorite thing, it's like the biggest, is tides. And that's what's so crazy. That sends down to control the oceans, all the water that we are surrounded by. This is magic. It's some of the, when that thing, they'll shoot down waves, big, powerful rays of waves that control to push land, pull land. It's like magnetized. So we think, we're like, oh wow, the water's going up, high tide, low tide, because of this magnetizing our islands, our land islands. And it's what it's doing. So if we were, I'm just going to say this is a continent. Let's say this is a continent, like here, and here's the water. When that wave hits it, it pushes this right down. It'll push it, and then that makes it look high tide. You're like, holy God, the water's, And then when that thing comes, let's go, it rises right back up to normal. And then we're back at low tide. Wrap your head around that. Think about that. All because of this power ray is controlling our continents that are floating on this flat land, pushing and pulling with magnets. And then they determine how far deep. I mean, they've been doing this, for 7,312 years, controlling this and messing with it. And that's when they're messing with it right now as well. When everybody's like, global warming, we're doing this. That's, again, that's a lot to do with just us alone. Too many of us. So we're pushing down. So that's like messing things up with their magnets. So they've had to do more work, what I've been told. I know some hang gliders, some guys that hang glide. And they are out in the middle of Minnesota hang gliding. I don't know where in the hell they were, why they were out there hang gliding, but they were out there doing it. They were just perfectly flying at one point, and then whoo, their hang glider went right down. They caught a glimpse of the wave pushing some of the earth around, and they went through one of the big waves, and it pushed them right down. And they came up, and they were like, there was not, the breeze wasn't, just some wind gust didn't throw them. They were like, they saw it, like the magnet field of it, and it pushed them right down. And luckily they didn't crash. They, came right back up and glided right down to a flat spot and landed, just kind of had to regroup and think about that. But think about that. That's what the moon, they're controlling from. This is a power station with another station, satellites on the dark side of the moon. And then they signal off magnetized waves to control low tide, high tide. And I think, I'll put money on it. I haven't researched this part yet of the moon activity. I bet you they're controlling the storms as well. Freaking us all out with these tropical storms. And I guarantee you it's the moon. I don't know what it's doing yet, but I'll tell you this, I'll get to the bottom of it. If my name's not Gary Oliver Donnelly, I will get to the bottom of the moon and if it's causing storms. Trust me. I don't research just for a hobby. This is my life. And I'm going to find out, I'm going to expose these aliens and the moon activity. So stick around. I'm still here. I hope you're still here. Stay alive.